So, I just finished the movie, and I need to take a moment to regain composure. Gerald's Game. Alright, so I'm not a reader. I don't like to read. It bores the shit out of me. And this movie is a Stephen King adaptation. But if you're like me, if you haven't read the book, if you haven't already seen the trailer, I would suggest going into it like I did. I went into it blindly, not knowing a damn thing about this movie. And I really think it helped me in the long haul. And this is going to be a review that I have a hard time talking about. Not because it lacks the ability to talk about. I could talk about this movie all day. It's the fact things are much better left unsaid. The less you know, the better. I'm going to say, from what I could gather from the trailer, and I'm not going to talk about shit else. So, it may be a really short review, but I think it's for the best. Gerald's Game is about a couple who their marriage has gone kind of stale. So the husband says, hey, let's go out to the cabin and let's have some us time. And so they do that. And when they get there, he handcuffs her up to the bed. That's kind of his kink. And you can tell she's not into it. But he starts doing some things. And, for most of us, it's I mean, he's not trying to fist her or anything. This isn't 50 Shades of Grey, although I would compare this movie, if you combined the storylines for 127 hours in 50 Shades of Grey, that's what this movie is, besides the point. So, he does some things, and she's like, fuck off! And he's like, what the fuck? And then he dies. He has a heart attack, and he dies right there. She's still handcuffed to the bed, and she has very little options. So, as one would do in this situation, she starts to freak out. And when she starts to freak out, she is able to manifest her feelings or her thoughts. And this sounds weird, but it manifests in a version of her husband, who's kind of like the devil on her shoulder, and a manifestation of herself, who's the more level-mindedness. And they start putting things into realization for her. Like, how long have you been here? And she's like a half an hour. And they're like, look outside, motherfucker. It's been about 6 hours. Your time is dwindling. Nobody's here to help you. Nobody's going to hear you scream, what's next, motherfucker? So she starts to freak out. And in the process of freaking out, she dives deeper into her emotional psyche. And things start to unravel. And you're like, what? How's this helping her? They keep bringing up these horrible situations that have happened throughout her life. And it's not helping her. Or is it? And then they throw you a curveball and you're like, oh, that's why they did that. And then you're like, no, fuck that. That's not going to help. Why would you ever do that? So they keep throwing curveballs at you and they keep like, you have to get out of here, but we're going to waste your time talking about some shit that you don't want to talk about. But is what we're talking about giving you the information that you need to get out of here? Or is it not? Am I just wasting your time? Am I the little demon inside you that they keep referring to that's going to get you killed? Because I'm the little demon inside you, and that's what I do. So, the continuation of the curveballs thrown here. And, by the way, I'm going to mispronounce this name. I think it's Carla Guagino? I don't know how it's said. She is fantastic. And especially because she's really the only character in this movie. It's hard to say that, her husband is in this movie a pretty fair amount. But if you're talking about who's carrying the ball, because she's playing multiple versions of herself, it's her. And she is fantastic. Her husband is also done very well, played by Bruce Greenwood. The acting over here is great. And I want to talk for a second. I mean, this isn't like, you're not going to be able to say it's a visual masterpiece. It's not one of those, people you're going to say like Mickey Keating where he's just got an eye for the movie and it's like, oh, look at this. It's no Stains the Sand Red or The Bad Batch where the scenery is going to blow you away, because the scenery's all, it's in a bedroom. You get one bedroom, but the fact that you never get bored in this movie, although you rarely ever leave the bedroom. It's shot in one room just like the original Saw was. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you thinking. You never become bored, never leaving that one. It's basically like, there's the bed. Enjoy the view of this bed for the next almost 2 hours, and you never get bored. And that's really saying something. And I really can't say enough about the twists and the turns and everything that keeps happening. And it sounds maybe a little unneeded because he is known as one of the best story writers ever. But what a good fucking time to be Stephen King right now with your adaptation of the new It coming out, and now Gerald's Game, which, by the way, this is on Netflix, so you can go see this shit right now, because who doesn't have a Netflix subscription at this point? What a great, I don't want to call it a comeback, but like, you know, when you think Stephen King, you're thinking past times, and now it's like, enjoy this shit from Stephen King again. It's crazy to me. Besides the point again. The ending was well done, and I enjoyed it. The very, very end, though, I'm talking like the final 5 minutes, it's kind of head scratching for me. I understand what happened, why it happened, but at the same time, I was like, it's a weird turn from all of the excitement, all of the craziness that happened during the first, 2 hours of this movie. Well, I guess hour and 40 minutes of this movie. And then the final 5 minutes, I was like, it was an odd turn to take. But if that being really the only thing I can gripe about in this movie, you've done pretty well. So again, I'm going to keep this short. I don't want to give you guys a lot of information. I feel like I'm not doing my due justice as a reviewer. But I'm telling you, watch this movie, and the less you know about it, you're going to be so much happier in the end. You'll understand why. And I also think I want to do a spoiler talk, so when you guys watch this movie, we can go back in and I can actually dive into all the things that I want to say, but I don't feel comfortable right now. This movie, it's going to make you squeam. I don't know the last time I was actually squeamish, and I was like, ugh. I don't know what the last movie that did that to me is. This one did it pretty fucking well too. So it's going to make you shudder, it's going to make you uncomfortable, but it's going to do those things in the best of ways. Absolutely. Get on your Netflix right now and watch this shit. You know what else you guys need to do? You guys need to go get Barkbox. You guys have pets at home, I know it, and if you don't, what are you doing? Go get a dog and then get a Barkbox. Let's do this. You guys have pets at home and you love them, so why not show them that you love them? Get them a Barkbox. Everything in Barkbox is made in America and Canada, so you know you're getting good quality stuff. And here's the best part. If your dog doesn't like something in Barkbox, ship it back and they'll ship you something that they will love for free. And who doesn't like free? Everybody likes free. And here's an even better freebie. If you go to our special URL you will see right here, you will get an additional month for free. So why not give it a try, guys? Go to Barkbox and enjoy. Until next week, guys, I will see you later.